Hey Scorpio, it's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot, here to do a weekly reading for you for May 18th through the 25th. All right, so we're gonna start with a couple of oracle cards. Everything is pink and purple today. Heart chakra, crown chakra, and these cards here, very, very, very beautiful, very angelic. Kind of feel like we're tapping into angels and, you know, passed on loved ones. All right, so let's see, Scorpio, what do we have for you? First card out, Inner Temple, Devotion. Tune in to the portal of your heart. What'd I tell you? All right, so it's like saying, listen to your heart. That song, Listen to Your Heart. Devotion. You could be very devoted to somebody, like in a beautiful way. And the person that you could be devoted to is really helping you open up to your inner temple and to what your heart truly wants. Ooh, this is a pretty card. All right, so this card is called Earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Okay, so, you know, this card, first of all, I feel like it's a beautiful card. You wouldn't think that you have to learn how to be human, but if you're somebody that is, you know, has really spiritually evolved, you would understand this card. It's almost like you have to relearn how to be human in the world, but not of the world. Okay? Like kind of a complicated concept, I think, a little bit. After you go through a lot of spiritual evolution, sometimes the world, the world, Earth, almost feels like you've been there, done that, and you're ready to move on to something bigger and better. And yet you're still here on this earth. So you're still meant to be here to, you know, spread the love that you have, you know, tuning into the portal of your heart. I feel like by tuning into the portal of your heart, it allows you to be more comfortable being here on earth as a very spiritually evolved human being, is what this is saying. All right, so, I mean, I totally get this energy. You know, sometimes you see people behaving on earth like you can so see when somebody is completely so heavily in, you know, their ego, or in their ego with you, or fighting you on something that's so silly. Sometimes it can be difficult, but none of us are above anybody else. We're just at different levels in that journey. So it's up to us to possibly set the example. All right, these cards are massively heavy. They're beautiful, but I can't like get my hands around them to shuffle in the normal way. And if I do, I usually spray them all over the place. So this row represents you. The bottom row represents your person. All right, so let's see. For you, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so Major Arcana, this Inner Temple card, you know, I feel like is very connected to this Hierophant. The Hierophant is always asking the question, what are my core values? So like where are you devoted? Where are your core values devoted? You know, is it a more traditional path or is it a more spiritual path? I feel like for you, it's probably a more spiritual path. And yet I feel like there's kind of a push-pull between spiritual and earthbound or tradition. So spiritual tradition. Knight of Cups. All right, so here, Knight of Cups, I feel like is talking about this devotion, you know, tune into the portal of your heart. Knight of Cups says that there are a lot of feelings within you that maybe have not been shared to the extent that you feel them. And these feelings, you know, are tied in some way to this question of, you know, where are you, what direction or where are your core values? You know, you might be having this inner struggle. You know, you might be dealing with somebody that is completely unawakened to any type of spiritual journey at all. You know, and you feel that. You definitely feel that. Yeah, look at Two of Swords, exactly. So what does this Two of Swords represent? It represents, you know, somebody that you might want to connect with on a more spiritual level, but they're completely unawakened. Like if you told them that you watch tarot, they would probably say you're nuts. They might be completely closed off to anything that they can't see, hear, feel, or touch, or taste. Okay, so if they can't see it, they don't believe it. And actually, it's the reverse. You have to believe it before you can see it. So let's see what's going on with this person. We have the Tower. Ooh. Wow. Maybe there's some hope for this person. Maybe you are their tower. You might be bringing a lot of change to this person's life in a positive way. Five of Swords. Oh yeah, there's the conflict. They might know that you are on a spiritual path and they're very conflicted about it. But guess what? They're not going to be conflicted very long because I feel like this Tower is going to come in and sweep up, or they might have an amazingly spiritual experience that changes everything for them. Okay? So in other words, this person might draw you more to the earthbound again, and you might be drawing this person into the portal of your heart, your inner temple, allowing them to see what the spiritual path has done for you. This is high vibration. And then we have the Empress. Okay. So this person absolutely sees you as their ideal feminine or their ideal partner. They're very conflicted. It's not an accident where this card fell, right in between these two cards here. They're very conflicted. You're very conflicted. Okay, so, and you're conflicted to the point where you're blocking your heart. You're blocking all of these feelings that you have because you don't necessarily know if this person's going to be able to get in touch truly with their with their heart chakra, with their highest vibration. Maybe not in this lifetime. But this Tower says something is changing here for this person, and it's because of you. It's because of you. We said that from the beginning. All right, so let's see. All right, so let's clarify the Hierophant for you and the Two of Swords for you. And then for your person, let's clarify the Tower and the Empress. All right, so Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. So where does the Ace of Pentacles fall between these two cards? The Earthed card. So this is an intentional beginning in the earthly realm. Okay, so kind of pulling yourself or balancing yourself based on your core beliefs, allowing yourself to be more in touch with what you're doing in the physical world. All right, so maybe kind of not pulling back from your spiritual journey, but integrating your spiritual journey into your earthly life, I feel like is what that's talking about. So I feel like this person is coming into your life, or you're allowing this to happen in small baby steps. Two of Swords. All right, so we have the Four of Cups. So this, like I said, this Ace of Pentacles, I feel like is happening in baby steps, and this, I feel, proves it. Four of Cups over the Two of Swords, or clarifying the Two of Swords, says that, you know, it's not going to be easy with this person. Remember, the woman in this card, right? She's very melancholy. She's, you know, these three cups, I feel like for you represent, you know, all of your cups of growth, your devotion to tuning into the portal of your heart. You know what your heart wants. That's not the problem. Okay. But allowing this, you know, what is the right Ace of Cups for you? Is it this person? I feel like you would say yes on certain days and you would say no on other days. And that's why all of these feelings really have not fully come to pass yet when it comes to this person. Because every now and then they'll do something that you'll just look at them like, really? And when you ask that question, really, that's your spiritual judgment. And that's the next level of growth possibly for you, is to relax the spiritual judgment and allow yourself to come back to a more earth physical, in the physical world, not judging somebody for not being as spiritually evolved as you. I feel like that's where you're struggling a little bit right now. The Tower, clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, right? So this person is asking what's next, because there is big change happening for this person right now, and it's forcing them to ask, what's next? What's new? What am I learning here? What have I learned here? I feel like this person wouldn't normally be asking these questions. And I feel like they are, because you came into their life. And here's the thing. With the spiritual journey, it's not something that you can, it's not something that you can impose on anybody. It's something that they have to find themselves. You can't impose spiritual evolvement on anybody. It truly is something that they have to find themselves. And I feel like that's what is happening with this person right now. You might have inspired them to do that, but I feel like they're looking for themselves. They might have been conflicted about it. Let's see. Yeah, and we have the Emperor. Yeah, they're trying to control. They're trying to control the uncontrollable. The challenge that they have with the spiritual journey is that there's no, they have to trust the unknown versus control in the earthly world, which they're used to. Okay? They don't like the aspect of having to believe before you see. That's what they're struggling with. Empress clarified by 4 of Cups. So you both are trying to figure out, is this Ace of Cups between the two of you, is it possible? Because there's a dichotomy here between the two of you. One of you is, it feels like on the cusp of awakening, but has not yet. And you, I feel like, are so far above and beyond where this person is. You're like, can I really have my Ace of Cups with this person? And then don't forget what this says. Learning how to be human. You have to learn how to be human again. Okay? And that may sound, for those of you that are not awakened, you wouldn't understand that. But for those of you that are, you get that. There's it's almost like a spiritual ego develops from the earthly ego. And, the next step is to relinquish the spiritual ego and the judgment that comes with that. In other words, you know better. You know more. You have, divine knowledge that this person doesn't have yet. And there is an imbalance with that when that happens. All right, so let's pull a major arcana. This deck has all of the major arcana, but it has the dark side and the light side of each major arcana. All right, so we have the dark side of the Hermit, okay? So what is the light side of the Hermit? The light side of the Hermit is about, reflecting into the light for the higher good of all. The dark side of the Hermit might be reflecting completely about yourselves. I feel like this Hermit is picking up the 4 of Cups energy that you both have, which is kind of a melancholy energy. You're trying to decide truly what's best for yourselves. You're looking at this from the standpoint of, is this connection really best for me? Like your focus has kind of gone off the other person. You're both asking this because you both feel the disparity between where you are spiritually. Even though that this person is highly unawakened, they feel the disparity between you and them and the level that you're at. So you're both asking the same question in a very earthly way. This person sees you as the ideal person. They think you're the cat's meow. But they intuitively know that there's something that is off, that they're conflicted about. They want to be able to see, taste, feel, everything in the earthly world. They want to see it so they can believe it versus believe it versus believe it before they see it. Okay? That's the challenge with this connection. All right, Scorpio, that is what I have for you for this week. If you are looking for a personal reading, feel free to reach out. I'm always here for you. If not, no problem. I will talk to you next time. I might talk to you on Friday. I might not. I don't know yet. So you can look for readings on Friday, but don't be mad at me if they're not there. And if I don't talk to you before that, have a lovely Memorial Day weekend for those of you that are in the United States. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.